this tutorial, I am going to show you how to install WootText version 7.0 on your server. Your first order of business should be to log into the WootText members area, jump over to download WootText version 7.0, and then click the download button. You want to save this locally so you can find it. Keep in mind this file is 88.1 megabytes. It's quite a large size, so it's going to take a little bit of time for this to download to your computer. Once completed, you're going to want to jump over to Twilio. Now, Twilio is the API that the system uses to deliver SMS via long code. Your first order of business, if you don't have a Twilio account here, you're going to have to create an account. So what you want to do is click up Sign Up at the very top here. Put in your first name, last name, company name, email, choose the password, and then your password again, and click on Get Started. You're going to get an email confirmation, and you're going to want to follow that confirmation back to your Twilio admin. Once logged into your Twilio admin, you're going to want to purchase a number to get your system going. Every WootText system uses long codes from Twilio for each account inside Wrecking Ball SMS and inside WootText, depending on the version of what you have and which version you bought. So jump over to numbers here, and you want to grab a number by clicking on Buy a Number, and then choose the locality where you want this phone number to be from. So what you can do is, if you live in, like, say, the 734 area code, click on Search, and then it'll give you the list of numbers to buy. Generally, you try to want to find numbers that have a lot of the same digits. It's easier for customers to recognize, but it's totally up to you what decision you make in determining a number. Click on Buy. Now keep in mind, when you click on Buy, you should have a credit card set up inside of your billing before you do that, and then determine your auto recharge on credits. Now, credits generally range from 0.075 cents up to 2 cents, depending on the country you're purchasing that phone number for. So make sure you always set this up before you grab your number. Now, when you grab your number, you're going to want to grab some items and then put it on a notepad. Go to the front page of Twilio here, go to your account, and then you want to grab your SID and then your token. To grab the token, just double click on it, and it converts over from these dots over to your own auth token. And put those in a notepad, because you're going to need that when installing WootText. So we've downloaded WootText, and now we want to install. So most people have CPanel servers, some of you may not. So the installation is going to be a little bit different depending on which way you want to go. There's two ways to actually install this. Number one, I'm going to show you the first way to do it, and then I'll show you the FTP method. So I'm going to jump over into my CPanel inside WootText just to show you how this all goes. Once inside your CPanel, or whatever system you're using, you're going to want to create a database first. So I'm going to go to MySQL databases, and I'm going to create a database that a database name that kind of describes the system. So I'm going to say SMS, and I see it's already taken, so I'm going to choose something different. So I'm going to say SMS 10. I'm going to create the database, and now I want to create a user. Generally, if you keep this the same name, it makes it a lot easier to install. And then do your password. Click on Create User. Go back, and now it's very important that you add permissions of this user to the database. So let's find the user, let's find the database, click on Add, and now we have this page here. You want to make sure you want to click on All Privileges. This gives the program full access to the MySQL database to conduct its normal operations. So click on Make Changes, and now we're good to go. Our next step is determining on where we want to install our WootText system. Now, this can be in any subdomain or folder. In my case, I'm going to put it inside of a folder. So I'm going to jump inside my file manager here, inside of CPanel, and I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to name this folder SMS10. Just keep everything congruent from now, just for training purposes. You can name it anything you want. Click on Create New Folder. Now you see we have SMS10 folder inside of our file manager here. Go ahead and click on it. This puts you inside of the directory. And you want to click on Upload. I'm going to choose the file on my computer. I'm a little bit of a pack rat here, so there's a ton of zip files, but I finally found it here. It's Wrecking Ball SMS version 7.75. Click on Open, and this is going to start the upload process. Like I said, depending on the connection you have, it might take from a minute up to about 5 minutes to install. So I'm going to let this finish, and I'll return back. Okay, while this is taking just a little bit of a while to upload, I'm going to show you FTPers. How to FTP up the information as opposed to doing this all with inside CPanel. So open up a file transfer program. I use FileZilla. It's one of the most popular ones on the internet right now, and it's actually very good. You want to put in your host name here. So I'm going to put that in there. Sometimes it requires a port. Always check with your server host at what port they use for FTP if you require that. Click on Quick Connect. Okay, so now I'm in. Once you're in, this is where you're going to want to create a folder. So you're going to create a directory. Remember, I did SMS10, so I can't use it again. You just do SMS11. And then jump over to that zip file that we found earlier to upload into our CPanel in that example. But in this example, you're going to have to actually unzip it. And let me jump into that file. So here is the Wrecking Ball version 7.7.5. We're going to click on Extract All. And this might take a couple minutes depending on the speed of your computer and what you have running. Keep in mind, this is the alternate method to use in the CPanel upload and extract inside of CPanel, but I'm going to wait for this to finish. That way I'll finish up and we'll pick it back up where it's congruent installation with the other method. So I'll be back in 1 second. Once that's done extracting, it's going to open up into another folder that's totally unzipped, and then you want to put FileZilla and this probably side by side. So let me kind of scrunch this so you guys can see. I'm going to go to the SMS11. You want to grab all the files inside of this folder now, and what I do is I usually do Shift left click, and that'll highlight all, and you're going to drag them over into here, and that'll get everything inside of the folder, and then you can start the installation process. So now I'm going to return back to those that are installing using the CPanel method. And we can see the upload is done here. I'm going to jump back up, and it's going to refresh everything. That puts it back in the public HTML file. Now we can jump back into that other folder, and we'll see here now the zip file is inside of the folder we created, which is SMS10. You're going to want to click on, actually right click on it, click on Extract, and we want to put this in the SMS10 directory, so this is correct. Click on Extract Files. Everything completed. Click on Up one level. Return to the directory to confirm everything was extracted, and you should have just a ton of files and folders inside of this directory now. Now your first order of business after that should be to go directly to the folder on your URL. So I'm at wootext.com/SMS10. It should ask me to start installing, which it does. So first we want to enter our host name. Depending on the server that you're using, in most cases it's going to be localhost. But companies like GoDaddy, they actually give you like a URL to use for the host name. So always be cognizant of that, and it doesn't hurt to ask them what your host name will be for databases. Next we want to grab our username and password. So let's jump back up into our admin because I totally forgot what it was. Click on MySQL Databases. If you remember, we made our database name and username the actual same, so here it is right here. I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to paste that into the username. I'm going to paste that into the database. If you remember, I made them the same. And then I'm going to put in the username for this username password for the user that we did create previously about 5 minutes ago. So this one is going to be 10, 1. Click on Check Connection just to verify, and it says database connected successfully. That means you can proceed forward. Click on Proceed. And after a couple seconds, it'll take you to the Enter Twilio credentials. So let's jump back up to our Twilio account, grab our SID, paste that in there. Then we want to enter our token. Make sure there's no spaces in the front and back of this. So I'm going to double click on this to grab my auth token. Then I'm going to paste that in there. Click on Proceed. And now we want to set up our account, which is the admin account inside WootText, and our email address. We want to make sure we choose our country that we're using the system in. Keep in mind, in versions going forward, we are going to allow other countries like Germany, a lot of the European countries, and also Japan and Hong Kong. So for the time being, we just have USA, Canada, UK, and Australia. So choose your country, click on Proceed. Now we have our application URL. So what we want to do is we want to extract this, click on Copy, jump back over into our members area. We want to go to our domains, and we want to make sure we license this domain. So for domain 1, if it is empty, you may already have one in there, but if it's one of the other domains, you'll want to choose one that doesn't have a domain in there. I'm going to choose the one, click on License My Domain. Now I'll be able to log in once I complete the process here. I'm going to enter my PayPal email, my application title. This can be a company name, anything you want it to be. And then our append text. This is the text that is at the end of every SMS that tells a customer how to unsubscribe. I'm just going to choose reply stop to quit. This is industry standard to do this, and you actually have to do that. Due to regulations in some countries, especially in the United States. Canada might even be even stronger laws regarding this, so always make sure you have an append text. Click on Proceed. You'll see here that the application was installed correctly, so I can log into my application. And I'm going to test my login. Click on Login, and I think I put in the wrong data. Let me try it again. Alright, once we're logged in, it tells us to please reassign application tools to packages. Just disregard this error for now, but you're going to want to jump in and click on Manage to get you into the admin. And then you can pick up the training by clicking on Admin Training on the right-hand side of the members area. This concludes the training for installing WootText.